So the title for today is Understanding Financial Licenses. So I'm going to talk about the life insurance license, the investments, annuities, and P&C, which is known as property and casualty. So the purpose of this presentation is to understand the key financial licenses, what they are, who needs them, and also some history on these particular licenses. So I often get questions from people that may have an interest in getting into the financial services industry. And let me say, I want to say this as well. You do not need a college degree to get these licenses in the United States. So the licenses that I'm going to cover today, I'm going to cover the life insurance license. Yep, the life insurance license. The Series 6 and 63 investment licenses. The fixed annuity license. And the property and casualty license. Also, to add to that, the mortgage license. So now let me get into who needs these licenses. So for the life insurance license, that's pretty simple, right? The life insurance license is for agents selling life insurance and other related products. The Series 6 and 63 is for investment representatives selling mutual funds, variable products, and annuities. Many people don't know about the 6 and 63. You have the fixed annuity license, which is for insurance agents offering fixed rate retirement products. And then you have the P&C license, which stands for property and casualty, and that's for agents selling auto insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, and business insurance. And lastly, you got the mortgage license, which is for mortgage loan originators. So anyone who takes loan applications or negotiates terms. You got mortgage brokers and lenders, firms facilitating mortgage loans. So I happen to specialize in helping individuals obtain these licenses. Most companies will require you to obtain your life insurance license first because life insurance is considered the foundation to any professional portfolio. All right, but that's a whole another topic. So I'm gonna stay focused. Let me stay in line. Right now, each license is designated to protect the public and also ensure that agents are properly trained and regulated. So for the majority of these licenses, if not all of these licenses, all right, will require someone to be able to pass a background check and also update background information when each license is renewed. So it's a background check to get these licenses. So let me kick it off by saying, so what is a life insurance license? So let me give you a quick definition. A life insurance license allows individuals to sell term insurance, whole life insurance, and universal life insurance products. So you're probably familiar with those terms. Some of the key topics that are covered in training also getting your license are the different types of policies, ethics and suitability, underwriting and claims, and also state regulations. So the regulator for the life insurance license is the State Department of Insurance. I'm licensed in Georgia, so it's the Georgia Department of Insurance. So let me get into a quick history lesson of the life insurance license and when it was established. The reason I want to go through this with you is to let you know it's been around for a long time. So in the late 1800s, state regulation of insurance began after the Paul versus Virginia decision in 1869. And in 1905, the Armstrong investigation in New York led to modern insurance oversight. And in the 1930s, from the 1930s to 1950s, state standardized licensing exams and training began. So as of today, each state runs its own licensing program. Typically the 20 to 40 hours pre-licensing plus the exam. In Georgia, it's 20 hours pre-licensing. In the state of Georgia, for the life insurance license, again, you have to take a mandatory 20-hour class required by the state before you can take the actual state exam. Now, this is not I'm not going to go through the state exam. So we talked about the life insurance license. Now, let's move into the Series 6 and 63 license. So what are the Series 6 and 63 license? Again, you heard of the life insurance license. Many people haven't heard of the 6 and 63. The Series 6 is an investment company and variable contracts representative exam. So it allows the sale of mutual funds, variable annuities, and variable life products. The Series 63 is the Uniform Securities Agent State Law Exam, which allows representatives to sell securities within a specific state. Now, the regulator for the Series 6 is FINRA, and the regulator for the Series 63 is the NASAA. Now, FINRA stands for Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. It's a non-governmental organization that regulates brokerage firms and exchange markets in the U.S. Now, it's overseen by the Securities and Exchange Commission, better known as the SEC. Now, what does it do? It ensures that brokers and firms operate fairly. Now, sometimes things happen, right? They operate fairly, honestly, and transparently. Now, the NASAA stands for North American Securities Administrators and Association. It is the oldest international investor protection organization, and it was founded in 1919. Now, this represents the state and territorial securities regulators in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Now, let me give you some brief history on the Series 6 and 63. We like to call it the wealth license because when you're in that industry, it pays you forever, right? The Series 6 was introduced by FINRA's predecessor, NASD, in the 1950s and 60s to regulate mutual fund and variable product sales. It was modernized under FINRA after the 2007 merger of NASD and NYSE regulation. Now, the Series 63 was created by the NASAA in 1979 to standardize the state security laws and ethics requirements, and also focus on the Uniform Securities Act of 1956. So let's move on to the fixed annuity license. What is a fixed annuity license? A fixed annuity license allows agents to sell fixed annuities, insurance products providing guaranteed returns that are not tied to the market performance. So, this particular market for individuals that may have an interest in a fixed annuity are people that's close to retirement in many cases. So, the required license is typically covered under a state's life insurance license. So you see that Coke bottle, that's like going to a fast food restaurant and you get a combo meal, the drink come with it, right? So in some states you can get a life insurance license and then you just get the annuity certification to go along with that, so there's no separate exam. So for example, one of the companies I represent allows my life insurance license to qualify me to offer fixed annuities without taking another exam. Now, I had to do some continuing education courses, but no exam was required. And that's a plus. Excuse me. So the regulator for the fixed annuity is also the State Department of Insurance, as it is the same for the life insurance license. So I'm going to give you a real short history for the fixed annuity license. So in the early 1900s, life insurers began offering annuities as retirement products. And in the 1930s, regulation increased after the misuse of retirement products and misuse of retirement products during the Great Depression. In the 2000s, states adopted the NAIC annuity suitability model regulations to protect consumers. In the 2010s, 20s, now I got in this industry in 2010. State required annuity training was 4+ hours, and I just talked about that. So emphasizing best interest standards. So in 2010, like I said, was the time that I got into the industry. So there hasn't been many changes that I've experienced in the fixed annuity market since I've been in the industry. So now let's move to the P&C license. Now, what is a property and casualty license? A P&C license. Now, you probably run across a lot of people that have a P&C license, right? This is a license that allows agents to sell insurance that protects property, like someone's home, car, business, and it covers liability risk. So some of the products covered are auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and renters, and also commercial liability and workers' compensation. So the regulator in the State Department of Insurance is the State Department of Insurance, which is the same as the life insurance license and also the fixed annuity license. So again, I want to give you a brief history. The reason I want to give you a history because I want you to know that these licenses have been around for a long time and they're not going anywhere. So it's something to think about. So the history of the P&C license in the 1700s, property insurance originated with early fire insurance societies in the United States. In the 1860s, states began licensing agents to ensure solvency and honesty. And in 1945, McCarran-Ferguson Act gave states authority to regulate insurance. And in the modern day, each state requires licensing exams and continuing education. Now, last but not least is the mortgage license. Now, what is a mortgage license? This license gives you legal authorization to originate, broker, or service mortgage loans. All right, so it's required by federal and state laws, and it ensures professionals meet ethical, financial, and educational standards. The history of the mortgage license can pretty much be defined as before 2008 and after 2008. So in 2008, the home mortgage market collapsed, and it was one of the worst times in America's history concerning home foreclosures. Right? I got out of college in 2008, December 2008 I graduated, right? Now you got pre-2008, so there was no standardized system. Regulation varied by state. And in 2008, the SAFE Act, which stands for Secure and Fair Enforcement for Mortgage Licensing Act. The SAFE Act established the NMLS, I'm pretty sure you heard of that, and required national standards for the mortgage loan officer licensing and education. Then you have post-2008, which all that meant was transparency, consumer protection, and professional accountability increased. So, why do these licenses matter? These licenses protect consumers through education and ethics. It helps, build credibility and trust in the financial services industry, And last but not least, that's very important, creates multiple income streams and expands financial enterprise. So again, I specialize in helping individuals navigate through the process of getting these licenses. I believe many people personally are unaware of the fact that these licenses exist and that they can create a nice additional income or even expand on into a separate career that has great income potential. Right? We're inspiring the great wealth transfer. Right? So many people get discouraged from trying because the process can be tedious. I went through it. It can be tedious, right? Nobody's immune to it. However, that's where I come in and our team comes in. We have a system that will lay everything out for you in terms of all the forms you will need. We will help you set up all your classes and also your study materials along with review classes, and get this, at no cost. So we have a sponsorship program where we'll scholarship 95% of your licensing costs. And we could only do that if you're able to pass a background check and you're at least 18 years old. All right? Now, you may say, okay, what's the first step? The first step for the scholarship is to complete an interview, which if you get with the person that invited you on this webinar, they can get that set up for you. Look, the sponsor program helped me to get all of these licenses that I mentioned outside of the mortgage licenses. I don't have the mortgage license as of right now, but it helped me get the licenses within a year and a half back in 2010. And they give me ongoing support as I navigate the industry till this day. So if you have any questions or if you have any interest in getting a more detailed process on getting any of these licenses, you can reach me via email at tjgartrell803@gmail.com, and we'll set a time to connect on Zoom, or if you're close to me, we can maybe over coffee, so I can go over the interview process with